All right, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another Stay and Play episode. And this is the one that has taken me a while. This is my review of Black Myth Wukong, and the reason it's taken me a while is because I first wanted to complete the game, and by complete, I don't mean in any measure like getting 100% trophy collection list. Complete the game as in go through the game the way that I usually play the game, and basically finish it from start to end credits, right? From starting credits to end credits. Yeah, so this took me a while because I am busy. I have other work and stuff, but yeah, I finally completed the game, and I have my thoughts gathered in terms of my review of this game. And yeah, what else can I say? But I hope you enjoy this review. I hope it gives you a bit more information on the game if you haven't yet played it or purchased the game. Maybe this can give you a bit of an informed decision on what the game is about. So I'm gonna break this review into three sections. I'm going to start with the story, then I'm going to go into gameplay, and then I'm going to go into the graphics. Yeah, I think those three are good enough. I don't know if I'll have a rating system, as this is like my second review of a game on the channel. I did one for Helldivers, going over the good, the bad, and so on. And yeah, so in terms of this game, I'll cover these three topics. And if there's anything that I missed or you'd like to see in future reviews, please leave a comment down in the comment section, and I'll definitely read that and take things into consideration, as I always do. And yeah, so let's jump into it. So I'm sure everyone has heard the news. Black Myth Wukong has been doing super well. It's like successful in terms of sales, 18 million plus copies sold on a budget of like I think it was 65 million, somewhere between 60 and 70 million dollars. Can't really remember exactly. So congratulations to Game Science and the whole team on basically this historic feat, man. Much success in the future. I hope that the money that this brings into the company allows them to expand, achieve even more, and and then also contribute even more to the gaming community and gaming industry in large, right? And yeah, so let's jump into it. That's just giving them their flowers for the moment. So let's jump into it. The story. All right, so the story is based off of the novel Journey to the West. I'm not super familiar, as in I have not read this novel, but I am familiar with adaptations that we've seen or I've seen growing up, such as Dragon Ball. If you go into Netflix, there's a lot of like Monkey King shows and so on. So I am familiar with some general outline, I could say, of the story. Not the specifics, not the details, and so on. So this game and the story does not aim to retell the story. It does not give exposition on the characters and who they are. It goes into the game assuming that you already know this, and or at least you've taken the effort to learn more about it. I won't lie, I personally have not, but I am interested, and I have made note to basically read the novel myself to get a better understanding. But the general story goes on that you play a character known as the Destined One, and basically you are on a journey to collect these relics to free the original Monkey King, right? Sun Wukong, because he's been trapped or encased in stone and hasn't been around for, I'd say, maybe hundreds of years. So you play as the destined one, as I said, and you're on a mission to basically rescue Sun Wukong by collecting these relics that are held by these different characters that you encounter on your journey, right? You fight them, you get these relics, and with these relics you are then able to free Sun Wukong and bring him back. So that is basically the gist of the story. And along the way you encounter all the different characters that are mentioned throughout, I would assume the book, right? The original novel of Journey to the West. So throughout the story, you encounter these characters. You make some friends on the way. Some characters will help you. Some characters are just, I guess, there. But the characters you meet have, I guess, specific purposes, right? So some characters are just bosses, literally no progress in the story. It's just a character you meet in the game, you fight, you get materials, and so on. And then while others are story based, right? They're other bosses that continue the story, or they're characters that help you progress through the story, and so on. So you meet a lot of different characters, and the setting in terms of, I wouldn't say the setting, actually. I would say more perhaps the type of characters you encounter are all different kinds of characters. So we got like all these creatures. For example, you play as a monkey man. You get like hogs, spider people, insect creatures, wolves. So it's basically animals, humanoid animals that you encounter. And funny enough, in terms of the characters, most of the female characters in this game appear as human females, or are human in nature, or human-like in appearance, which is quite funny because of, the whole debacle on the whole not being enough diversity or inclusivity in this game. There's that whole report that came out. I even did a video on it. Maybe I'll put a link to it here somewhere if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, the report was about there's not enough women, there's not enough inclusivity, and then lo and behold, as soon as you progress beyond chapter 2, is all the female characters are literally represented mostly as human female, human-like females, right? Which is to say there is more female representation in this game than there is male representation, in that sense. But that's just hilarious to me that people would jump on this bandwagon of this whole not being enough diversity in this game, when clearly they did not play enough of the game to open their eyes before they started speaking trash, right? So there's a lot of characters you encounter through the game. I played the game in Chinese with subtitles, so I don't know, it felt better. I thought I'm just like that. If a movie's in Japanese, I'd rather watch it in Japanese with English subtitles than in an English dub. So that's how I experienced the game. As well, as you complete each chapter, there's like this short video, very creative videos on based off of like usually the main character you or the main boss character you fight within the chapter. So I thought that was cool, and I wonder who all the different artists are, because they're definitely not the same. I think these are different groups of people that were given the opportunity to express their creativity in different visual media to represent these characters in the story. So I thought that was cool. Yeah, so overall, don't I wouldn't say the story will blow your mind. Perhaps if you have more understanding, or if you have more understanding into the story of Journey to the West, it will be more impactful. But because I didn't really feel like, oh damn, this is an epic story. What I felt was more, the story is deep in the sense that the main boss characters you encounter have like their own history going on, and it seems like the game focuses on that, right? It focuses on, why did this boss character do this, and what's his history, and why does he feel this way now, and so on and so forth. So I think that was cool, the fact that they highlight this information, or they highlight the main boss character of each chapter, rather than the character you're playing, because the character you're playing is basically voiceless. He doesn't say crap other than sound effects, like when he fights and stuff. There's those occasionals like ooh and ah and all these things, but other than that, yeah, the main character is a silent character. He doesn't say stuff. He's basically like the player. He's experiencing the story rather than being a part of it. Almost I feel like it's almost like that. If I had to describe how the character belongs, yes, everyone reacts to him, but he is more like reacting, or it's almost like he's an observer, right? Yes, he affects the story, but it's more like he's observing the story in that sense. So that's what I would say about the story. If you want more context, please watch a video or movie or read the novel of Journey to the West to get a better understanding. But the story is good. There was never a point where I was like, this is trash. Yeah, there was never a point where I was like that. I was always intrigued to see what was going to happen next, what this character would say. And by basically learning about these main boss characters, you kind of get a picture of who Sun Wukong was, even though to himself he was this, great guy. To the characters that he affected, these main boss characters you encounter and so on, he was quite flawed, and you hear from how they speak about him and so on, about what type of flawed character and not so perfect Monkey King he was in that sense. So yeah, that's a bit about the story. All right, moving on to the gameplay. So I'm gonna start with the fighting. The fighting gameplay is excellent. It is fast, it is fluid. You can mix up a lot of things. You got the magic powers, you got your transformations, you got your different combos. Everything is controlled by a stamina bar, in the sense that certain moves can't be activated or done if your stamina bar is completed. You can still, throw a hit and combos with a depleted stamina bar, but yeah, certain moves are locked away if you have an empty stamina bar. One thing that was really weird, especially for this type of game, is that there's no blocking mechanism. There's a parry way, but like it's part of a combo upgrade skill, where like as you're doing your combo, when you activate like the finisher move, you have to time it with an attack. So when it's timed at the right time, like the finisher move negates any incoming damage, and you get to complete your finisher move in that sense. So yeah, there is no block button, so you're mostly doing the dodging. And yeah, if you got the dodging down, that is epic. One of the best things that I love about the game, the whole last second dodge, and you leave like an after image of yourself and you move on. I thought that was epic. Yeah, and then you basically have access to 3 poses. So you got your smash, staff stance pose. No, you got your what do they call this now? I'm forgetting it now. Your thrust stance, and then you get your I'd call it long pole stance, where you basically can extend your pole and chill at the top of the pole, and then use that extended pole as like a incoming attack and so on. So yeah, no, I think they really took their time with the combat. They refined it. It works well. The mixture of the magic with the transformations and so on, epic. A lot of collectibles. There's a lot of shit to collect in this game, because you'll be crafting armor and crafting weapons. So you'll be, collecting all these things, as well with your upgrading your cultivated spirits, the things that you get for the transformations. All of these require these materials and stuff that you'll collect throughout the game. So that in that sense, I think they covered it well. The mixture of the armor, the weapons, and how you upgrade everything was quite good. One thing, even though they made it an aspect of the game, you can get like burn damage, frost damage, poison damage, thunder damage. So there's like 4 banes, they call it. But that never really bothered me. I never played the game working on like, I'm crafting this armor because it's resistant to poison. I just focused on the defense and tried to avoid the poison or the fire as much as possible. So yeah, it's how you play, but I think those things had minimal effect on basically how you'd approach the game. I mean, if you did want to approach it in that way, I'm sure it would be beneficial, but I didn't approach it that way. I was just like all-rounder in that sense. What else? Yeah, there's a lot of collectibles you'll be crafting, standard RPG stuff. The exploration, yes, so there's a lot to explore. Each chapter or each world introduced in each chapter is quite huge. You'll spend a lot of time moving around or going up and down places, looking through things. Finding caves, finding hidden spots to find these like hidden materials and treasures that you'll then use for upgrades. So the worlds are quite expensive, and it does not help that there is no map. All right, so obviously, you'll be running up and down. You'll be running a lot. I mean, you'll be running a lot. At points, I wish there was like some type of like, like when you were playing Pokemon on Game Boy or something, you got like the bicycle item, and that just saved you so much time. I kind of wished there was that sort of tool here. Some scenes allow you to transform into like a fox or something, so you can traverse faster. But yeah, other than that, you're on your barefoot monkey feet and you're just like running everywhere. So there's a lot of backtracking you'll be doing. There's a lot of hey, I think I forgot this, or I need to go back here. Almost feels like it's got that Metrovania feel, where you feel like, okay, I'm stronger now, I can come in this location and fight this boss here, or I've unlocked this skill, maybe it'll help me here and there. So yeah, there's a lot of exploration and backtracking that you'll be doing. It would be very helpful if there was a map with markers that you could apply, so that if you felt lost, you could just open the map. But yeah, other than that little gripe, it's not that bad. You will basically, because you spend so much time in these different environments, you by memory eventually you remember where things are, and you'll proceed accordingly. But yeah, a map would be a map with a marker system would be very helpful. Maybe that can come in a future update. Let's see what else about the gameplay. Yeah, I mean, the world is riddled with different things. It's different mini bosses, different like epic bosses that you need to beat to get certain materials for crafting. You also get spots of like of relaxation, where you just chill and then it gets all these views and you get like a spark point. Oh, by the way, sparks are what you get when you level up. You need sparks to like upgrade your skills and so on. So yeah, so just like in Ghost of Tsushima, those meditation spots where you write a haiku or something like that, those are also in this game. just a nice little moment to relax and take in the scene before you go kick some more ass. So yeah, the gameplay, the highlight for me though is the fighting. The way the dodging, the way you implement the different stances and the different magic and transformations. Love that about the game. Not so much the running around, because it felt forever sometimes. It felt like I'd feel so tired when I have to backtrack. And also there's like hidden secrets, man, and it's, you know, the game isn't so clear sometimes on how to activate certain scenes or certain things in the game. For example, there's in the beginning in the first chapter, you encounter this horse guy and you speak to him, and if you don't exhaust the dialogue, right, if you don't speak to this guy completely and you just move on, you will never unlock what this dude has to offer, right? So if you complete the dialogue, you'll find the same character in the next chapter, complete the dialogue there, and you'll counter him in every chapter until you basically unlock an ability he gives you, right? So I thought that was the only, I guess, ick I had in terms of like how the story goes, because you're not really sure what you have to do sometimes, you know. Sometimes you just have to talk to this dude and he'll be telling you things, but it doesn't make sense. But then you find something in chapter 2 and then you're like, oh crap, maybe this was what he was talking about. So you have to go back to chapter 1, meet this guy again and say, hey, look, these are the things you're talking about, right? Here they are. So yeah, but I mean that comes, I guess, with exploration and time, and I guess it's just the developer's way to get you to continue playing the game. Because like, even though I finished it, I know and I feel there's so many things that I haven't collected or I haven't found yet. I mean, even the game says I only have a 25% completion of the trophy list, so that already tells me that I've missed so much, so many things. So yeah, the worlds are huge. Each chapter's world is huge. You'll have a lot to explore and a lot to do, and you'll spend hours lost in each chapter, which is always a positive, I think, and I believe. All right, and moving on to the last part, the graphics and the performance and so on. So I'm gonna be frank. Even in the video footage that I'm sharing, all of this was done in the performance mode. So the mode that tries to achieve 60 frames per second. And as you've probably seen the digital foundry analysis and so on, achieving a stable 60 is quite tough for this game. They even implement frame generation and so on to compensate for that. And it's a tough game on the system. I play on the PS5. It's a tough game. There's so many scenes, well, 2 in particular that stand out to me, where you feel the frame rate drop, not to the point where it's unplayable, but you can see that no, it's feeling sluggish right now, right? So obviously, if there's a scene where there's a lot of things going on, particle effects, post-processing, all these things, it drops, and it can be annoying, especially if you're doing a fight, right? Because you'd like the frame rate to be as stable as possible, because those last minute dodges and those last minute attacks and, you know, those movements are very important, especially because the fight scenes get intense. And I won't lie and say that every boss fight was like a one fight kill. Plenty of them I've probably gone over or died more than 10 to 20 times before I beat the boss. So yeah, I mean, one thing that it teaches you is like to learn how to compose yourself and get the timings right. But yeah, it gets very irritating when the frame rate drops at the wrong time, and basically you lose because of that. So shout out to PS5 Pro. Hey, hopefully that can update the problems here. But it never got to a situation where I wasn't able to play the game. Honestly, I felt that yes, it wasn't a locked 60, but it was still enjoyable, it was still playable, and I was able to finish the game. I found that playing at 60, the performance mode, was the best, because the game comes with two other modes. It's, you have your performance mode, which I played the game. Then you get the normal mode. I can't remember its normal mode, which is like a mixture. They tried to implement the get the in between. I think it's like a 40 frames per second. They try to do that or something like that. And then you get the quality mode, which is like higher graphics, lower frame rate, 30 frames per second. So yeah, I played it in high performance or performance mode, and yeah, that's just how I played it. That's how I enjoyed it. The graphics are good. You can see the difference between quality and performance. I struggled to see the difference within the mode in the middle, the normal or the balanced mode, if that's what they called it. I can't remember. But yeah, you do see the difference in resolution. The game is beautiful, regardless in performance mode or quality mode. The game is beautiful. The artwork, especially when you're in the specific scenes of the temples and the intricacies that, you know, in the designs of the temples and the architecture and the statues and everything, they killed it. The character models, superb, beautiful stuff. These guys really took their time designing these worlds and models, and it shows. They did a fantastic job. What else can I say? Yeah, it looks beautiful. I'm not the type to, you know, pixel knit, you know, like, oh, look at that looks ugly and stuff. I understand the scope of the game. There are scenes where textures load in slowly, or they pop in, you know, so it's a bit of like a jarring thing to see. But it was never a situation where I was like, this looks like shite.
Oh, this coffee smells like
No, no, there was never a moment like that. I thought overall the package was sound. Very good looking product, with I guess as good as performance they could get off of the systems. So I salute Game Science for, and also I know the PlayStation team assisted them in making sure the game was able to drop on the PS5. So I think they did excellent or great work with what they could. And a reminder, this is running on Unreal Engine 5, so we know that it's a bit of a that engine requires a bit of performance. It requires that you have a system that can push some performance. So well done to the team. Thank you for doing a fantastic job in making a playable and enjoyable experience for this game. And yeah, that's my highlights for the story, the gameplay, and the graphics. Hopefully this gave you some more information, or help you make a decision on whether you want to experience this game or you want to purchase this game. I personally enjoyed it. I got this game the day it launched, and I officially finished it on basically yesterday, the 9th of September. So it took me some time, but then again, I wasn't able to play, like, you know, yeah, I'm an adult, so I have to work and do other stuff. But I enjoyed every moment of it. Will I be going through it again? Yeah, definitely. They have almost a new game plus mode, in the sense where you can continue with all the items you've collected in your first run through. So I'm definitely gonna go through that again. And yeah, if I had to give you would I recommend this game? Yes, I would recommend this game. If you have that $70 or however much it costs in your area or region, I recommend it. Purchase it. You'll enjoy the game. You'll enjoy the story. You enjoy the overall product. It is a fantastic product, and you will have a blast. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if there's anything I missed, anything you'd like to share, anything that I should cover in the next review, please leave your comments down in the comment section below. Yeah, I liked the game. What can I say? It was fun. So have a fantastic one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe, and ring the notification bell for all my latest videos. And I'll be seeing you on the next one. I'm out.
smells like
It is shit, Austin.
Oh, good, then it's not just me.